Hey, my name's James Nicholson. We've got the Zoopla house price index and it's showing us that house prices remain subdued even though there is a significant increase in buyers in the market. There's some really interesting data in this that will give you an idea on what's actually happening in the market and maybe what's going to happen in the next few months and maybe into 2025. So we've got a lot to cover here. Before we do that, if you haven't done already, do subscribe to the channel over there and hit the bell notification. We've got new content every day. In fact, we've got 2 or 3 videos out some days at the moment because there is so much going on. You don't want to miss this. I've got some cracking videos coming out with some really good market leading rates over the next few days as well. And while you're here, smash like, tickle like, do something to that like button, guys. That really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. And just comment and say hi or any questions or opinions you've got as well. So, Zoopla, let's see what they say today. It's interesting. As I said, make sure you understand this is Zoopla's data. This is not my opinion. So if they say house prices are up and another video says they're down, this is Zoopla's data. The market is a bit sideways at the moment. You do get some data sources saying it's up, some saying it's down. Zoopla is saying the market is definitely slower, as in house price gains are definitely slower at the moment. So things that they want to highlight. These are the lowest interest rates for 15 months. I agree with that. Lowest interest rates for 15 months. And we're seeing that. We're getting new rates nearly every single day on this channel. And they're really fighting over it. We had Nationwide doing the best residential rates. Now First Direct has taken over. We've had Barclays undercut them at various points. We've had Santander doing stuff. They all just want to get our business, and that is positive. We also know that the rates are likely to continue to drop because the Bank of England came out this week, had a video out on Friday. Go and check that out if you didn't see it already, where they talk about the Bank of England have said this week they're going to be more aggressive with interest rate cuts. That's a good sign. And that indicates to us that we probably, not definitely, but likely, depending on the war situation, could see 0.5% cut on the next round of cuts in November, which would definitely help out a lot of people. So interest rates are low, that's helping the market. How about buyer demand? This one's crazy. Interesting number here. So, buyer demand is up 26% on 2023 figures. We had a video that we put out, I think you'll probably see that yesterday if you go back and watch that, talking about transaction sales, completed sales, just in December was up 10%. Bonkers. That's amazing to see that. And that's really what we need because 2023 was really slow in the market. Now, what buyer demand indicates for us is that those listings that we've got on there, we've got about 14% more houses for sale at the moment. The good news is they're probably not going to be desperate to cut those prices because there are buyers matching up on the other side. When you get drastic house price cuts is when you list a property and no one's viewing it. But right now we're seeing different things there. So buyer demand up 26%. That is positive, and that means there should be some more transactions done before the end of 2024, which is good. Now, buyers are price sensitive, which makes sense. Obviously, affordability is on people's minds. Affordability is improving as salaries have gone up, interest rates have gone down, and house prices are down on the peak of summer 2022. So that has improved, but still in people's mind is inflation, is a pandemic. And so when they're looking for stuff, they're not looking to overpay or bid stuff up in this market. And that is something that you've got to consider when you're selling. You maybe don't want to slash it massively, your price, but you need to be sensitive to the fact that people want a deal in this market. If you really want to sell it, look at your pricing and get that right to make sure you get that sale completed. So Buyers are price sensitive. Now, the average price, average house is up 1% with the Zoopla data. It's up different with Halifax. They saw 3.5% up for the year. Zoopla is saying 1%, but they're saying in more affordable areas, so affordable houses are up 2.5%. So that means like areas like Doncaster, the northern areas, Wales, those sorts of areas are seeing greater house price increases than, say, Southeast or London, where house prices people struggle to afford, especially in the Southeast and London. It's very expensive to buy somewhere. So that makes logical sense that that could happen. In the north, I don't see there's any need for house prices to crash in the north because they are affordable at the levels they are. You can buy a house for 50, 60, 70, 80 grand. Under 100 grand, there are tons of properties in Doncaster, houses that you can buy. That is affordable. You get a couple in that, you could afford that on minimum wage. Down south, it's a very, very different story. A house down south, you're looking in Surrey, you're looking at 400, 500 grand, 600 grand for that house. You've got to earn a very good income to be able to afford that. So affordable houses have gone up, which is good. This is interesting. A third of the market is chain free. What does that mean? It means they're not in one of those terrible chains. You know, when the market's really busy and you buy a house, but in order for you to buy their house, they're buying the next house, and they're buying the next house, and the chain falls apart all the time, and it's a nightmare for a estate agent to get things over the line. A third of properties now are chain free, and that's because a lot of second homes are up for sale at the moment because people don't want to pay high tax. They're worried about capital gains, so they want to sell those before capital gains is a problem for them. So that's a consideration. We're also got a lot of people, landlords, that want to leave the market, and they're leaving because of the Renters' Rights Bill. They're leaving because of Section 24 tax. They're leaving because of interest rates. They're leaving because of the EPC stuff that's on the way. There's tons of reasons. In fact, 50% of landlords are considering selling. If you're a landlord and you're considering selling, let me know in the comments. It'd be interesting to know how many landlords are watching and what their thoughts and opinions are. But a lot are on the fence. I'm sticking with it. As a landlord, I feel that if other landlords leave, that's not great, but it will be good for my business. It will make my business stronger. So that's why I'm sticking with it, and I will follow all the legislation and do everything needed. Next and last is coastal properties. So there are 40% more coastal properties for sale than last year. 40% more. And that's the second home tax, isn't it? That's the second homes that are for sale. People don't want to run them as Airbnb or holiday lets, or they don't want to run them and have them as their second home. Some places are charging extra council tax, and there's all sorts of things. They don't want to have them and they want to get rid of them. So coastal areas, I would say, probably house prices are going to drop. So it was interesting to see what's going to happen there. So that's the Zoopla summary. I think there's some interesting stuff there. What do you think? Anything that stands out in particular to you, do comment below. Give me your thoughts and opinions. Do smash like, guys. And do check out all the other content on my channel, including this video right here.